Welcome back to the Authentic Human Podcast, where we explore creation, existence, consciousness, and evolution from inside conversations with universal beings. I'm Michelle Vickers, and this is part 105 of the story of creation. So, for the last year, we've been exploring the story of creation. We've been exploring human origins, universal origins, and really learning about our own existence. And why is that important? Well, because when you understand who you are, you know what you're capable of. You understand and you can recognize your own value in the world. So today, let's see who's here. So we've got Gaia again, so Mother Earth. And again, you know, universal beings, we as humans give all of these things names, right? Like we give Mother Earth a name. You can call her Mother Earth. There's so many different religions, so many different belief systems, so many different cultures that call universal beings all by different names. And so it's not a competition to say my name is right and your name is wrong. It's understanding and recognizing that our heritage has allowed us the opportunity to connect with these beings. So let's celebrate that every heritage and every, race, or because there is only one human race, but the reality is there's so many divided aspects, but that wasn't created universally. And so even the universal beings, they're all together and they're just excited that humans choose to connect with them. They don't care what you call them. So I use the names specifically in this broadcast, in these episodes of the story of creation, so that you know who I'm talking to, so you know and can recognize the energy when you feel it. So if you use a different word, enjoy it. Enjoy the fact that we both connect with that universal energy and that universal being in our own way. And we just use a different name. It's not a big deal, right? So today we have Mother Earth. Gaia is here, and we also have Pan. So Pan is the universal being who he really embodies fertility. And fertility is recognition of bringing aspects of intention into existence, right? So that's really what fertility exists. It explores. So when they share the energy and the essence of existence, right, is intention becomes energy, becomes experience. That's Pan's realm. That's his governance. So he's here to not only hold space for that, and that's also the interesting part, and what they want to share a little bit more too is, you have a purpose, you have a reason for existence, you have an energy that you embody, but it's understanding that that energy that you embody is your exploration. It's why you exist. It's what you're meant to be exploring. And it's how you are contributing to expanding consciousness. So as you explore that aspect, right? So Pan's is intention becomes energy, becomes experience. And so for him, his whole being, his whole reason for being is, what can we create? What can we do? Let's try this and let's try this and let's try that. Because he understands how you set an intention and then how you feed it with energy, and ultimately how it becomes an experience. So he is really very much, he's showing me his favorite part is the middle, is feeding the energy. That's where he shines. That's really his heart and soul. And so that's where, when he came together with Gaia, so Pan is really he's showing me his representation is more in the physical realm. So universally, there are angelics who take care of that energy piece, right? The centerpiece from intention becomes energy, becomes experience. So on a universal level, there's angelics and star beings and different beings that participate in facilitating that aspect for those creations. But Pan holds that energy for humanity, for more of the physical representations of what's possible. And so this is where he wants to begin to explain how physical representation comes into being. But okay, so this is going to stretch me a little bit because there's a lot of big concepts here. He's going to explain the concepts between time and space and the fact that physical experience is not inside time and space. However, when an experience, okay, so that the human mind is quite powerful. And we've been talking about different concepts of how the mind works. And what he is sharing and what he wants to explain is physical representation of, okay, so we're gonna do it just for human physical representation at this moment, because if we start going too far, yes. So human physical representation means that the souls of all of humanity have come together to create an illusion for their souls to experience and to participate in. Interestingly, he's like, it's almost like, really, it's almost like creating a snow fort where it's there one day and then it's gone the next. That's what this whole existence is about. So Gaia, Mother Earth, is part of the universal solar system, but the solar system itself is a part of the illusion. This is going to stretch my brain, so just let me. Because the solar system is based in universal technology, and universal technology is how are they showing me? It's like the magnetic force that connects atoms and molecules so that they can become, it's like a different fortification is the word they're using. And the reason they're using fortification rather than a physical manifestation, so a physical product, a physical aspect of existence, is that's really what it is it's a moment in existence. So it's just an experience. So the earth that we live on, the current, like the solar system, the concepts of all those things, they're experiences. So they're not set in stone, right? They're not like, this is the earth and it's round and it will always be round and it has this core and the scientific approach is what's breaking our concept of existence, because the scientific approach deems things as solid, as proven, and as a state of existence that is static. So that means that it's not changing and it never changes. And what he is explaining is that's not how existence works. Existence is always changing. It's always evolving. It's always shifting and moving. And so as a result, oh my gosh, I understand too. That's why there's been more storms lately, more issues. Yes, partly because they've been human caused, but for the most part, that's not it. It's understanding that those storms, the changes in the Earth's atmosphere, are a result of it's the consciousness of humanity, but the consciousness of existence itself is rising up again. So, okay. Oh boy, this is a lot. I can see all the pieces, but I don't know how they're going to come together. I know they're going to do it, but my head hurts a little bit, not going to lie. There's so many pieces. It's like they're showing me 20 pieces at one time of the story. I'm like, okay, how can we get that all out in one episode? So what Okay. So he says universal existence is in constant motion. And because humanity has believed that it's static for so long, this is not just one generation or two generations. This is understanding that, we're going back tens of thousands of years, that humanity has forgotten that existence is a living, breathing thing, and every aspect of existence is a living, breathing thing. We have come to this belief in our evolution that collectively humanity believes that existence is solid and humans are just moving through this solid experience. And so as we move through it, we are born, we live, we die. And some believe that you come back, some believe you don't. And so that's nothing at all like existence. Nothing. It's not even close to the truth of existence. As universal beings, we choose the experience we want to unfold for our journey, for our life, for our reason for existence. And all of those experiences are, not can be, are happening simultaneously in the universe while existence is being discovered. Now, what does that mean? So this is really pushing me. It's great. I love it. Okay. So your brain's capacity to understand consciousness is shaped by your understanding of existence. Your understanding of existence is based on what you believe to be true. And so as a result, your capacity, your ability to participate in expanding consciousness is currently non-existent. You cannot participate in expanding consciousness if you don't believe that you exist on a universal level or in existence itself. But not only that, you can't participate in expanding existence if you don't understand how it works. So your brain thinking, I want this experience, as maybe you want to move somewhere, maybe you want a different job, maybe you want more money, whatever it is, maybe you want a different relationship, maybe you want a better relationship, it doesn't matter. But the thing is your want is inside time and space. It's inside your physical beliefs that your human self is the fullest representation of your soul. And so this is why humans are struggling. This is why it's like they keep using the word torment. Like, it's like we're tormenting ourselves because you torment yourself when your beliefs are actually what's causing the problem for you. And this is where it gets tricky, because, and the tricky part isn't that you're not ready for this information. The truth is you are ready and you want it. That's why you're watching this. The tricky part is, how are you going to let yourself accept it? How are you going to let yourself allow this truth and this wisdom into your space? Because as a universal being, you have the capacity to understand everything they're sharing. But that wisdom won't come from your mind, because your mind has the capacity to only understand the physical representation of your existence. Your mind only has the capacity to understand the physical representation of your existence. Why? Because that's what the mind does, and that's what the mind is. It's a follower. It's a follower, and it is a physical representation. It is not energetic. Okay. It has the capacity to feel energy, but it can't lead you into the feeling. That's your energy. That's your instincts. That's you feeling, not emotional feelings. I'm not talking about, oh, I'm so sad, I'm so happy. I'm talking about feeling energy, right? I'm so sad, I'm so happy. Those are emotions. Those are not feelings. Very, very different. In fact, that's probably one of the first the first lessons I learned when I really started to go deeper into exploring the universe was the difference between feelings and emotions. And you really have to have a good sense and good understanding between the two in order to dive deeper into this journey. And so ultimately, what Pan is sharing is physical representation is a result of pure intention. And that's the key. So if you want to create any experience, your intention has to be pure. Because that is one of the 9 fundamentals of universal existence. It's what the universe is built on. Okay. And so I know your brain is like, but then how are we manipulated if it wasn't pure? Here's the thing. Their intention to participate in existence, it was pure. It was very clear and it was very simple. It was pure. Their intention was, can they create a dynamic in human existence where humans will forget who they are? It was that simple. It's free will in this universe, so it played out. There's no rules. The creator didn't block anything. Why? Because he knows every one of his creations has full access to consciousness and universal awareness. And so now we're living in this world where everyone's angry, everyone's frustrated at everything that's happened to you, to them, that we can't see that none of it is actually even real. And when I say real, I mean the only thing in existence that is real, that is lasting, that will forever be here is energy. The earth shifts her shape. She changes. The universe changes. The solar system changes. Because the reality is, it's not solid. None of it is solid. It's constantly in motion. It's in constant movement. And it's understanding that your cells are in constant movement, and they should be. But if they're static, and if they become static, you start to get sick. Your body starts to break down. And the reality is, most people don't understand that it is literally because of the representation in your mind of how existence is. So Pan wants to go back. He says, we're going to go back to the beginning of human existence, where he created a dynamic that offered and allowed humans the opportunity to connect with each other intimately, but to bring you back to your full awareness of your energetic self. Okay. So he's showing me right now. It's actually quite beautiful. I've never seen this before. This is the first time in over 20 years that I've been working with Pan for at least 20 years. And he's showing me a physical way. So if you want to do this right now, go for it. What he's showing me is just sitting in a cross-legged position, cross-legged, which is very unique, very special. And what he's saying is for you to sit with your left hand on your the center of your chest. Okay. So sitting in a cross-legged position, and he does recommend that you are on the floor. You are in a position where you're in connection with the earth as close as you possibly can. Now, if you happen to live on the 35th floor of a building, that's okay. Sit on the floor. It represents your recognition of your connection, okay? So placing your left hand on your chest, the center of your chest, and your right hand, he's saying, place it directly in front of your left hand, about a foot away from your body. And so what you're doing energetically, this is so cool. I've never done this before. What he said, what you're doing energetically, okay, is your left hand is creating a current. Just start to let the energy flow. But your left hand is creating a current that is beginning at the frequency and vibration of your soul energy. And your right hand is connecting you with the earth. It's connecting you with every aspect of physical existence. It's connecting you with every other human. It's also connecting you with the universe. So what's happening is you're creating a current. So it's going to feel like electricity, okay? It comes in your right hand. Oh my gosh. Okay. So just feel it. It comes in your right hand. It flows all the way through. But there is a current. There is a very specific current that it's following. Just notice the trail as it runs through your body. And he's saying for every human, it's going to be different because every human has different challenges. If you happen to not have arms or legs, this is not, it doesn't matter because energetically you're holding up the limbs with the intention to reignite this current. So whenever you're feeling disconnected, whenever you're feeling lonely, whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, he's saying, take this position. So your left hand on your chest, your right hand in front. And you're just allowing the energy to flow. It's the energy of creation, the energy of existence. Because here's the truth. Existence is inside of you. It's not outside of you. And nothing is static. Nothing is solid. The things that, the illusions that seem to be solid are recognition that that's how clearly and how strong you believe that existence to be that way. That is why they created a whole community, the scientific community, to ensure that your brain associated aspects of existence in such a solid way to ensure that you would lose your pliability, you would lose your capacity for universal movement. Movement is one of the universal, it's the fundamental energies of universal existence, one of the 9. If you want to learn more about those, I wrote about all 9 of them in Believe. You can pick up a copy anywhere. But the intention, the point of this exercise, this experience, is to reignite your connection with the earth, to reignite your connection with existence, and help you begin to remember that this physical world is not, it's not the real representation of existence. It's not even real at all. And we're coming home to your heritage. We're coming home to your roots. And in order for you to really begin to feel the truth and the beauty that resides there and exists there, you have to let go of your attachment to the strength and the solidity of this world. And that's what we're doing. That's what this exercise does. And Pan is suggesting, do this 2 or 3 times a day. If you can do it more, that's great. It doesn't have to be for a long time, just for a couple minutes. You don't have to hold your hands up there until they're tired and you have no feeling left in your arms. It's It's just a couple minutes. Get the energy flowing. And then once it's flowing, see if you can hold it once you put your arms down. But the whole point is to reignite your connection with universal existence. So it's it's an experience of, well, it's extraordinary, really, because this is you coming home to your roots, right? You are existence, and existence is you. And your whole mission in existence is to expand it, to participate in exploring it so you can expand it. So we're going to go deeper and deeper, but today, more than anything, it's the simplicity of you reconnecting consciously with universal existence, because that will also, right? We're creating the foundation so we can build on top of it, so you can actually begin to recognize your value in universal existence. But you can't recognize your value in existence if you're not connected with existence, and if you don't really understand how it works or what it even means. So what we're doing is we're reconnecting you with existence. So give that practice a try and let me know what you feel, because this is what it's all about. And share it with your friends and ask them what they feel when they try this. And then comment below and let me know what you're feeling, because that helps me understand, and it helps the universal beings. Remember, universal existence is all about participation. That's how we expand consciousness. So when you comment, it tells the universe, this is how I'm feeling. Keep going. Help me. I want more information. I want to go deeper with you. That's what I need. That's what the universe needs. It's exactly the same thing. When I receive universal messages, if I don't share them, no more messages come through. That's just how it works. So when you have an experience and you don't share it, nothing else comes through for you, but also I can't, it helps me get more. That's where we are collectively, right? We're creating the future of human existence. We all need to participate. So participating in your head or behind closed doors has been great. We've done that for tens of thousands of years, but now we need to participate openly. We need to participate with truth, with love, respect, and trust. And it's time. And we're coming back into movement. But that movement, that energy, it's aligning us with the movement and of universal existence. Movement of universal existence. Super tricky for me to say today. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you in the next part. But I really want to hear if you felt this, because I felt that energy, but tell me how you felt it. Tell me all the things you're feeling right now. I want to hear it. Okay. I love you. See you next time.